Hello everyone, AntoLne here. A category exists on speedrun.com that requires to get the advancement Hero of the Village, which means beating a raid, as fast as possible. I used to hold the world record for this category in Random Seed with a time of 4 minutes and 22 seconds, but today we're gonna look towards the set seed aspect of it. The world record for Hero of the Village set seed is currently 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But what you might notice is that there is no split for the difficulty. In case you don't know, a raid in easy difficulty is going to consist of 3 waves of mobs, only pillagers, vindicators, and a single ravager. Normal difficulty is 5 waves, and hard difficulty is 7 waves, including evokers, lots of witches, lots of ravagers, and they do much more damage than in easy difficulty. So, obviously, everyone plays this category in easy mode, but I was wondering, how hard would it be to beat a raid in hard difficulty as fast as possible from the moment you spawn in the world with literally nothing? And let's just say it was hard, to say the least. So the run is gonna start, and I'm gonna go directly towards buried treasure that's next to this coast. And you might notice that my render distance is very low. The reason behind that is because when you use lower render distance, you get more mobs to spawn in a smaller area, and at the start of this run you want some pillagers to spawn so you can get one with a banner, and that's literally the only way that you're going to be able to start a raid. So you don't have to use low render distance, obviously, but it just makes it more likely that you will get a pillager with a banner. So sorry for the start of the run where you're not going to be able to see very far, at least you can focus on the action. But yeah, basically this seed contains pillager outpost, which is required for a fast Hero of the Village run. And it has also a village on the other side, which you will see in a minute or so. I'm going to start using some of the TNTs that I found from this buried treasure to get my flints. I'm gonna need 2 flints actually for a fletching table, because I want to get some arrows for the raid. The reason why I'm going to the village first is because during the raid the villager cannot accept a job, so I need to start trading before the raid. So what I do is I go to the village, I get some arrows, and then I go to the pillager outpost and then back to the village. I'm using more TNT for the hay bales. I'm using TNT here to get a bit of food so I can trade with the Fletcher, as well as the few emeralds that I got from the chest. I'm gonna go get some of the hay bales. The hay bales are gonna be useful for the food, because unlike the easy mode or easy difficulty raid, this one is very long. Not just like a hard, but it's also very long. Like the 7 waves are extremely resource heavy. Like you will need a lot of food, you will need a lot of a lot of things. A lot of arrows as well. I actually found a way to use less arrows, which I will explain later in the run. So I'm gonna get those I think 3 stacks of arrows, which are gonna be much more than I need, but at least it's safety. And so now I will be able to go back to the pillager outpost. I actually think in this run I made 2 fletching tables by accident, but it's no big deal. And I'm gonna grab some lava here. The reason why I'm grabbing the lava is to save those arrows, because in hard difficulty you do not want to get hit by anything. Pretty much, even with a full iron armor, a Vindicator 2-shots you, like 2 axe hits and you're dead, so you can't get hit by those. Pillagers actually don't do that much damage, but they're annoying, so you're gonna want to take them from a distance as well, if possible, of course. And yeah, like you don't want to engage with evokers, even you don't want to engage with ravagers, especially. Because they're just destroying everything on their way, especially in hard mode. So yeah, this run compared to easy difficulty requires much more preparation. It's not just starting the raid as fast as you can and just tearing through the mobs. Like, you need a lot of prep for it. And when I started running this category, I was wondering what time I could get, because honestly I didn't expect I don't know. I didn't expect to get this fast of a time. I thought it would take me at least 30 minutes. Like, my goal was between 30 and 35 minutes. But somehow, like, the waves went pretty great for the most part. So here I set my render distance back up so you can now see kind of the whole seed, which is cool. So the village is quite great. It's quite big. And the main thing I want to do before anything is going to be to set my spawn. So I'm setting my spawn in a very specific place because it's pretty much going to be my fortress for the raid. Like, it's going to be the place where no mob is going to be able to enter, and I chose this church. And this church is great because it's tall, so I can shoot mobs from here. And yeah, that's going to be the building that I'm going to use mostly to kill the raiders. So yeah, the first wave is not this hard at all. Here I was just waiting for Vindicator to come to me maybe, but he did not want to, so I just killed the pillagers normally. You gotta be very, very careful with Vindicators. Like, here, with the amount of health that I have, a Vindicator would one-shot me. Another thing that I want to do that I'm doing right now is trying to find a villager that is in a house so I can close the house completely so the villager cannot get killed. If I can get a single villager to not get killed throughout the whole run, I can't lose the raid, because you can lose the raid if all villagers die. So, and I actually got lucky because the villager that I trapped was my Fletcher, which is cool, so I can get more arrows in the future. Here I'm using a bell because using a bell during a raid makes you see enemies through walls, which is very cool, very useful when you're looking for like the last trader or something. And yeah, so I have 30 bread, which is gonna be more than I need for the whole run. And honestly, in this run, I didn't play it in hardcore because I know that it's pretty much impossible that I don't die during like the 7 waves. It's almost impossible. If any person in chat thinks that they can beat the game, or not beat the game, beat the raid in hardcore in, let's say, under 30 minutes, like in hardcore, that would be extremely impressive and I would love to see it, but I really don't think it's reasonable to go for it. So I just decided to go for hard difficulty, not hardcore, and just yeah, make sure I can die, but make sure that I don't lose everything when I die. Like, if I die in the middle of a group of mobs, it's pretty much over. But if I manage to die in a specific location where I can retrieve my stuff pretty easily, then it's all good. The golem is almost already dead, though, which kind of sucks. And I can't find the last few raiders somehow. But the reason behind that was because the golem actually killed them and the next wave was starting and I did not realize. So the next wave is just gonna start somehow. And yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I don't get killed by a guy with an axe. But here there was only guys with crossbows, which is very cool. The only issue was that there was also a Ravager, which you can't engage in hard mode by yourself. So I decided to hide in this house, I think. Yeah, on top of this house. And let I still have the aggro, so the golem can just kill all the mobs without me doing anything. Which is very cool. And the golem survives and I don't die, so it's a win-win. And everything else dies though. And so I'm going to let the golem kill the last witch. And it's already, yeah, it's already a good amount of waves done. I mean, a good amount of mobs killed. And my golem is still not dead, so it's very cool. I think that's 3 waves already, out of 7. So I need 4 more waves now. This wave is not going to have evokers yet. And it's actually cool because it's not going to have a Ravager. But it's gonna have a lot of witches, and I'm gonna get poisoned as soon as I engage. So I'm just gonna retreat for now, let the golem deal with a few of them maybe. I'm totally expecting the golem to die on this one, which sucks, but at least it will have done a great job like so far. It's incredible how much damage that golem did. I'm gonna try to snipe the witches from here, or try to snipe the other mobs. As long as I don't get poisoned, it's cool. Actually, that pillager actually got poisoned too, which was funny. And I'm just gonna safely kill those few mobs. And there's 2 raiders remaining now, and I'm gonna go look for them. So the golem is actually still alive, even though I was completely expecting it to die. And I'm gonna see the last 2 raiders that are 2 witches, so I can just go full force into those witches. It doesn't matter. They don't do that much damage if they don't throw potions at you. So if you're fast enough, they obviously don't have time to throw potions, so it's all good. Actually, I think they try to heal when you hit them for the first time. There is actually an order in which witches throw their potions depending on a lot of criterias. But I honestly didn't learn it. I know that they can throw weakness potions, they can throw instant damage, they can heal, they can get fire resistance. So yeah. So this is going to be the 5th wave, and it's going to have an evoker already. And I actually got a totem of Undying, which is very cool, but I'm being chased by Vexes, so I might not hold on to that totem for too long. The golem actually died here, which is very sad. It died to small pillagers, and I think maybe a Vindicator, which is the guys with axes, by the way. And now I'm in my kind of castle, even though it's just a church, and I'm gonna try to snipe stuff. So if I die here, so I use the totem, which is cool. If I die here, it's all good because all my stuff is gonna stay inside that church. I just need to not be on the edge when I die. And yeah, the worst part of this run, I'd say, the whole category, is the Vexes, because they can get through walls. So it doesn't matter how much protection you have, how much of a castle you have, Vexes can get through it and kill you. So they're very annoying, but as long as I'm able to retrieve my stuff, I'm all good. And now you're probably gonna see me start using my lava bucket to kill some mobs and save some arrows. So I can just use some arrows for the Ravager at the start, but then I'm gonna try to group all the mobs up and just put the lava. They're gonna stay under the lava, which is very stupid. And I'm just gonna be able to do a lot of damage. Like, you will be able to see the raid bar go down quite a bit once the enemies start taking damage here. So it's very cool. It really helps a lot, and it saves an immense amount of arrows. I was actually getting scared here because the Ravagers started going up the lava for some reason, but it ended up just leaving, and there was a witch in the middle of the lava that had fire resistance, so I had to just kill it with arrows. And I was trying to deal with mobs as much as I could with lava, but when it was just easier to use bow and arrows, I was just using them, you know. I had 3 stacks of arrows, so I was pretty free to use this as much as I wanted. Here I see a lot of, like, a big group of mobs, so I think I decided to go down and use some lava. Yeah, good decision. So I decided to use some lava, and it's gonna kill pretty much half of what's remaining from the raid. They're just gonna stay under there and just die. So it's very cool. And I think at this point there's maybe 3 or 4 mobs left in wave number 5. And I'm gonna just try to go down and kill them. So it's guys with axes. As I mentioned, I don't want to engage with them. I absolutely just want to stay, like, keep my distance and kill them my own way with either lava or arrows, whatever. or an axe here, because they're close enough that they can hit them without them being able to hit me. And there was a pillager that was, or a vindicator that was trapped in there, which is stupid, but at least it's easy to kill. And we're now gonna be able to enter wave number 6, which is again gonna have evokers, gonna have ravagers most likely, which is everything. Waves number 6 and 7 are the hardest. They're the longest and they're extremely hard to get through. So yeah, I'm gonna try to spot as many mobs as I can. I didn't see that many mobs at the start. Like I was like, oh, that looks like a pretty small wave, but there's gonna be more towards the end, don't worry about it. So I'm gonna use some lava here for the pillagers. I see an evoker now, which sucks, and I kind of want to go back up so or stay up rather, so the evoker doesn't start making vexes, because that would be pretty much the end of me. If I can kill the evoker before it makes vexes, it's all good. Like, it's literally the best case scenario. Unfortunately, evokers are extremely fast and hard to hit with bow and arrows. So yeah, I was just trying my best here. Sometimes, like here, the arrow bounces off the mob, but I tried to do my best. And actually, wave number 6 is already down at 50% pretty much. I don't know what happened, but just a lot of mobs died somehow. And here I hear the vexes, so I'm like, oh no, I need to go back up. And yeah, I'm gonna try to fight as much as I can, but I'm gonna die. But again, I'm up in the church, so it's all good. I don't have anything to worry about. I can just, you know, I die, I retrieve my stuff instantly, and I'm with full health, so it's all good. Here, I don't know if it's a glitch, but like the vexes just started going up and doing nothing. So I was like, okay, cool. At some point I wanted to just jump on the evoker, like, so it wouldn't have time to make vexes and just kill it very fast. But I thought it might not be a good idea because I would take a lot of fall damage. I thought I would just keep shooting the rest of the raiders and maybe take care of the evoker at the very end when there's nothing left. And here it's actually very close, so I decide to actually jump and kill it. I don't know if I got the Totem of Undying, but I'm being chased by Vexes and Vindicators, so I don't really have time to check. The Vindicator lost the Ergo as soon as I towered up, so it kind of sucks, but I managed to tower back up and kill it. And now there's one raider remaining, because Vexes don't actually count as raiders. Like, you can finish a raid even if there's some Vexes left, I think. And I still don't want to die, so I'm gonna take care of the Vexes first before anything. That axe hit was perfect, and I think that Vex is just gonna die by itself. I'm gonna get the Totem of Undying, and I'm gonna go kill the last Vindicator. And so now, at 70 minutes, which is actually a great time, honestly, for 6 out of 7 waves, I'm gonna be able to enter the last wave, wave number 7, which is gonna have, I think, about 30 different mobs, or 30 mobs that are like a lot of variety. So there's always going to be witches, there's always going to be evokers, there's going to be, I think, 2 ravagers, which is huge. And here I see an evoker right away, so I'm just gonna leave. I don't want anything to do with that evoker, at least not right now. And yeah, I realized that I lost my lava bucket after being killed by Vexes, so I just made a new one and got some lava. Here I'm being chased by a Ravager, which is suboptimal, but I'm gonna just leave. And I think the best, or at least the smartest thing to do in those kind of situations is just survive. Like, you don't need to engage. You don't need to be like, oh, it's a speedrun, I need to be fast. Like, if you don't die, you waste so much less time than if you just run in the thing and die instantly. I'm gonna try to kill that Ravager, but it's actually gonna just leave, so I'm gonna focus the Evoker on that guy. And I love when Evokers spawn on Ravagers, because they're such an easy target, because the Ravager is huge and doesn't move that fast, whereas evokers just move extremely fast in general. So the fact that they're on top of the Ravager is just perfect. I'm gonna try to snipe some mobs from here because I see that there's like a big group. And unfortunately I'm gonna see some Vexes just sprint towards me. I don't know what that was, but they just saw me from so far away and decided, yep, you die. So I'm just gonna leave for now. I popped my other totem. I'm throwing him here for the Ravager, but it didn't charge me, so it was kind of useless. And here I'm just like, okay, I need to leave. I need to take my distance and just make sure I do not die to those Vexes. If I die to those Vexes, I will respawn in the church, and it will be so hard to get my stuff back. So I'm trying to fight those Vexes, but trying to not die at the same time, which is not the easiest task, because they do a lot of damage, and in hard mode they can spawn with enchanted iron swords, which deal a huge amount of damage. I think the worst case scenario for me would be that they have sharpness on their sword or fire aspects. Otherwise, if they just have regular swords, they still do a lot of damage anyway, so I still need to stay far away. And here I see that there's more Vexes spawning even though I'm very far from the Evoker. So I'm just like, okay, I need to stop focusing the Vexes and try to find that Evoker. As long as I survive as well, obviously. So there's a lot of mobs here. I decided to just go back to my church, and so now I'm like, okay, now I can die safely. I know that the Evoker is close. I actually die from the Vex going through a wall. And I'm just gonna be able to get my stuff and go back. So now I'm full life. I still have 13 bread, which is cool. 13 is much more than I need to complete the last wave, obviously. And I have like 2 stacks of arrows, which is much more than I need as well. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, I might as well just do some damage to the raiders. Like even if I die here, it's not that big of a deal. I can just, yeah. As long as I keep doing damage to the raid and I can't lose my stuff, then I'm all good. Here the Vexes were dying. I don't really understand why. I tried to focus the Evoker, but again, it was way too fast for me, so I was just focusing everything else. I was focusing the Witch first because I'm like, okay, the Witch can heal mobs. It can heal the mobs from the raid, so if I kill the Witch, the other mobs cannot regen, so it's all good. Here I figured I didn't have any arrows because when I got killed by the Vex, my arrows actually went out of the things, which is very bad. I was like, oh, that's why they need to go down, and I'm gonna get killed. So, but it was my only chance anyway, so I just decided to jump and do my best to survive. And here, from here, it was basically just shooting down raiders. I did nothing but shoot arrows at the raiders. It was actually funny. I tried to kill the Evoker again and focusing the Witch a bit too, but somehow the Witch would not die, no matter how many arrows I put in her face. It would just not die, so I was just killing the Vindicator one by one. I couldn't place the blow for some reason, so I just decided, okay, I'm taking my distance, trying to kill the Vindicator, but again, the Vindicator lost the aggro. I decided to use one of my totems again, because I didn't see that I had one left. And yeah, just keep shooting the raid, keep killing everything. Again, I was trying to focus the Witch, but it just that Witch was very tanky. That Witch did not want to die. And here I accidentally shot the Evoker, but yeah, I was like, okay, so it must be low. I'm gonna try to shoot it again, and it died, so it's cool. Here, what I should have done, I think, is go directly for the second totem of undying, but instead I just decided to keep playing safe and keep killing the raiders. You can see that the raid bar is very low now. It's at like maybe 15-20%. And here I see another another Ravager, which I did not expect because I thought I'd killed the 2, but now that I rewatched the footage and I remember the raid, actually only killed one and the second one just ran away, so it makes sense. I couldn't hit any arrow from here somehow, so I just decided to go down, even though it was night and there was additional mobs to the raid, which you hate to see. You definitely do not want to do a raid during the night because that's just double the mobs. So yeah, I could have slept, but also I kind of didn't have time. Like at this point I was like, okay, sub 25 is maybe doable, maybe not, but yeah, I'm gonna try. So I did not want to sleep, and yeah, I was just gonna try to kill the Ravager. And I think at this point I noticed that there was only 2 raiders left, so I was like, okay, I killed that Ravager and then I find the last mob and it's cool. So I just decided to tower up, which is the best and only way, I guess, to fight Ravagers. And yeah, just killing it in sub 25, and now I just had one more mob to find. And I did not know which mob it was, and I didn't know where it was, so I decided to use the bell. But I couldn't find anything, and I couldn't break it because I didn't have a pickaxe, because it got lost in the raid for some reason after I got killed. So I just decided to take a look around and try to find the last mob. Here I still couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find anything, I didn't hear any pillagers, I didn't hear anything. And then with the corner of my eye, I think on the right here, I saw the evoker. It was just standing in the middle of the field, and I was like, oh, okay, then I can just kill it and it's all good. It tried to spawn some Vex on me, but I just killed it first and escaped. And here you go. That is how I got Hero of the Village in hard mode in just about 25 minutes. So I thought it was a very cool idea for a run, to not just, you know, kill the raid in easy mode, which is not that much of a challenge. And honestly, this was a very hard challenge. I definitely think that you can do sub 20 if you're extremely efficient. I would love to see someone try to do that. But yeah, anyway, that was getting Hero of the Village in hard mode. If you want to see more of that kind of content, or if you want to suggest anything, I would just suggest that you go to the comment section. And I will see you in the next video, which is, by the way, going to be a collaboration, so stay tuned for that. Bye.